friends, thanks for joining me today. Hope everyone is doing well. My video is the continuation on each individual date of birth and their meaning, their vibrational tone, and their aspects. Today, we are looking at those of you who are born on the 12th day of any month. Now, the planets that you see here, all the planets that you see here, have to do with adding additional emphasis on where they are on your personal horoscope, your chart. So your sun sign, where your moon is and where your Jupiter is, if you're born on the 12th day, are going to have a greater emphasis, more importance, because they correspond and resonate with that number. As far as astrological signs, it's the Aries, Pisces, and Sagittarius. So if you are any of these signs, again, greater emphasis of the energy and the vibration and characteristics that I'll be sharing here with you today, having to do with the number 12 vibration. The elements are water and fire. The energy is beautiful. It is both. It is yin and yang, known as masculine and feminine. It is active and receptive, and it is positive and negative. Negative having nothing to do with something that is a detriment. And the challenge, many of you have asked me how the challenge is achieved on the double-digit numbers. You basically take the greater number and subtract it from the lesser. So we would take 2 from 1 and we remain with 1. 1 is the challenge that is influential for you, born on the 12th day, no matter what the rest of this chart is about. That'll be discussed here in the video as well. So please take note, all double digits days of birth add emphasis to the life path number. We'll discuss that a little bit more for this particular number. Now, a number 12, day of birth, adds vitality to the physical body and curiosity to the mind. Adding the lower octave, that means we look at what happens when we add 1 and 2, we get a 3. That number is also influential. We have the flow and integration of opposites, numbers 1 and 2, that produce the energy or the lifeline for the next flow, which is the 3 vibration. So therefore, the individual possesses the ability to take any idea and see it to fruition, joins it up, if he so chooses. Now, there are obstacles that could present themselves with these added denominators in one's complete chart. So, I try to explain how this vibration is fully amplified and where it could be less than. Here are some of those. If there's a lack of Earth in your horoscope, and Earth planets are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Also, there's a little area, usually on the right-hand side of your chart, that'll tell you how many planets are in Earth, air, fire, and water. You're looking at that, and if there's a lack of Earth, or you're not a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or if you have in your complete date of birth, you lack a number 4, 6, and 8, then this will give you a little harder time to make things come to fruition because it is not grounded. And lack of air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and the number 5, 6, and 11 in your chart. So look at those 2 denominators to get a bigger picture. So your life path number, this is very important, also relates to what I said above, right here, A and B, because it has a double effect. With a life path number that is the same as 1, 2, 3, or any master numbers, and you can see that it's repeated 1, 11, 22, and 33, there is an even greater emphasis for these qualities to be expressed. So look to see your life path number. If you are a life path number 1, a life path number 2, or a life path number 3, and you're born on the 12th day, then you're good to go with just about everything that I'm going to share here with you today. As you can see, this is a magnetic and powerful number to have as a day of birth. Many factors must be taken into consideration that add or take away from the core of this number combination. To fully understand this number vibration, let's look at all the qualities within it from both a positive and negative perspective. This includes astrology and the planets corresponding to this number. Again, I'm just getting up to make sure you're able to see this on your monitor. So, those with the 12-3 day of birth have a well-balanced mind and are fortunate to have it work harmoniously with their heart and emotions. There is a deep interest in understanding what they find exciting, catches their eye, and sparks their creativity. But you also see in parentheses, not lasting. It's a stimulus and easily replaced if you don't have the grounding energy of the earth numbers and the following. So this is where we say caution. If lacking earth numbers and having dominant, now dominant, not lacking, dominant air qualities, they lack consistency, staying power, which usually leads to unfinished projects or purchases that may never be fully used. When it comes to the emotional aspect of this quality, some 12s find it a challenge to process too much show of emotions, to be with someone who is insecure, dependent, and overly needed. 12s like to use their minds, keep physically active, and when satisfied, will then sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labors. This they will celebrate and share their accomplishments, but at the same time be thinking about what to do next. So looking to see if how much grounding you have will help kind of eliminate this tendency from being somewhat scattered and going from one thing to another or losing interest in things. Okay, relationships are important to them, but settling down is not priority for most. They seem to have a mission of some sort to apply themselves to. Traveling is often on their mind, change of scenery, things and places to explore. The qualities expressed above all relate to how their mind works, how the body quickly cooperates, and as a result, something new happens that's been experienced or achieved. And what I'm trying to bring to you is this domino effect of that 1, 2, 3. So they have usually a very good, strong constitution, a good mind, vitality, inquisitiveness, and they have all the faculties to carry it through. We're going to talk a little bit about the planets now. We're going to start off with Jupiter. And that brings adventure, opportunities, and often lady luck when well aspected, especially in your chart. It also adds to a need for freedom, which is a quality not only of Jupiter, but that number 1, 2, 3 that I've kind of explained here, with the love of travel, with the love of change, with the love of new things and experiencing something different. Caution, not to overstimulate the senses, which are tied into the sign Pisces as well. The need to keep all things in balance and not overdo in any area of life. When out of balance, this number can fall into depression. Okay, now earlier I used the word magnetic to describe this vibration. Those who possess this number have an aura about them that attracts others for multiple reasons. At times it is an attraction with a karmic tie. Now, having planets, in order to see if this is possible for you, having planets or sun sign in the 12th or 8th house would fortify this belief. One or both of the parties, individuals, have life path master numbers, 11, 22, or 33. And lastly, their sun signs are opposite each other. So if you are a Scorpio and that other individual is the opposite sign, which is Taurus, there is most likely a karmic tie. 12-3 usually have many acquaintances but few close friends. Those they call friends, they remain loyal to. They must guard against being judgmental, impatience, and feelings of superiority because they're so talented and able to do so much and have this vitality to keep going. Sometimes they burn the candle at both ends, that they believe that they are Superman and Superwomen sometimes. It's helpful for them to not try to do too many things. Oops, I apologize. To do too many things at once, to take it one step at a time. That is so hard for them. And learn to delegate what becomes insurmountable for them to possibly complete or handle. And I'm talking about projects. I'm talking about what they accumulate and maintaining what they accumulating and being able to use it all, put it and store it, responsibilities and of course obligations that they sign up for, or raise their hand and say, sure, I'll do that. Most 12-3 work to have positions of power and authority. They are leaders. They do best when they are calling the shots, making their own work schedules, and are not being supervised. They do not like anyone looking over their shoulders. Here's the challenge. When they do not agree or they feel threatened or pressured with what is being asked or required of them in their place of or line of work, they prefer to do things their own way and may find it difficulty abiding by someone else's authority, requirements, or even the position of power they hold over them. This has to do with this superiority and an unbalanced ego. And it also can stem from current life lessons, which we will talk about. Remember, there's karma here a little bit. Also to relationships, those people that are in your nucleus closest to you. Lastly, even though 12-3 enjoy reading and learning, they mostly learn through doing and experiencing. As children, their natural tendency is to experience what they see, what they smell, what they touch, and they love to put it in their mouth. They often need greater supervision as their curiosity is ever at work. That's for the children. Which brings us to another reason 12s need lots of freedom to explore and discover what life holds for them on a very individual basis. Let's look at the sun. Where your sun sign is important. And if you're in Aries, we're looking at mostly the Aries individual here who was born on the 12th day. The influence gives initiative, power, and activity. Any other fire sun sign would do well here as well. Now the moon is very important here as well. Look to see where your moon is, what house it's in, how it is affected. But there is going to be intuitive ability. There's going to be interest in the unknown. And there is this air of detachment about the 12-3 individual. And that could be positive or negative, depending on how that detachment is applied. There is a great deal of potential for those with this number vibration to be well known, successful, and hold positions of great importance. Here are some occupations: interior designers, lawyers, judges, acting careers, writers, aviation, pilots, airline attendants. They're fascinated by what's beyond this world. Athletes, architectural designers, contractors, builders. Again, they love to touch, feel, do, create. Fashion designers, musical abilities of all sorts, composers, playing instruments, and usually there's an outstanding voice and vocal quality about the range and power of their voice and how it can be carried. And the challenge is the 1. I want to make sure you're able to see all this. Yes, you are. Now, there are some key words for this number 1 challenge: to accept limitations, and that's for yourself or others, and also to establish your own individuality, your own uniqueness. The number 12 is working the 2 energies. Now, here is where I said I would be talking about some life lessons. Because in numerology, double digits, the number on the right is more powerful and has to work through the number on the left. So this is what I'm alluding to. The number 12 is working the 2 energies through the 1 vibration. In essence, this lifetime, the individual is guided to place more focus on others than self, to find his or her purpose and apply their innate gifts, abilities, and talents that improve or create a powerful change. Again, more for the collective than for the individual. 12-3s must be aware of their power of their words and how they use them. The natural clout, that magnetism that has been bestowed on them, attracts many followers and believers who will follow their lead and directions. That power of the voice, the power of the words, the power to ignite interest, to get things going, to initiate, to see forward, is definitely a gift of the 12-3 individual. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts. If you are a 12 individual, how you feel about this information. And I look forward to continuing this series. It's slow going, but I will get there, friends. Thank you for your patience and also your support. Bye for now.